What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. And as we are closing in on the last few days of this month, it is time for us to check out another episode of top 10 brand new completely free to play games you can play right now during the month of February. Last couple of months has been pretty solid for free-to-play game releases, but February is a bit too quiet but still got a great collection of games to check out, including tactical shooters, action-adventure games, RPG games, simulation games, and even a couple of co-op games that you might enjoy with your friends. And of course, all of these games are 100% free-to-play. You can simply go ahead and download them from Steam. Starting at number 10, we got Hourfall. This one is a very cool little indie action adventure game where you play as this sentient executioner of time itself called Clock Hand. And throughout the game, you have to face series of combat scenarios, but instead of having a normal health bar like in any other game, so you basically have a timer that counts down during combat, and if it runs out, you pretty much flat out die. And also enemy damage does not reduce hit points, instead of it chops out seconds of your time. That means every fight you need to finish it quickly and efficiently as possible. The story is also surprisingly dark and interesting, but it's not really super heavy into the narratives or cutscenes. Plus, it's a very short experience you can complete within like an hour or so. All in all, a cool little indie single play title with some unique mechanics. Definitely try it out. It is free to download on Steam. Hobby Horse First Ride is honestly one of those quirky, chill little indie games that doesn't take itself too seriously, and as soon as I saw the gameplay trailer, I thought it was like so much fun. So basically in this game, you can create your own hobby horse. It's not a real horse, it's basically a horse on a stick, then running through these obstacle courses, jumping hurdles, collecting boosters, and try to improve your skill and trophies over time. Even though it's a single player title, there isn't really a deep story here. It's just more about having fun, running around with your horse. You can train, customize, and explore different routes from indoor gyms to outdoor tracks. It's really fun to mess around with, but I still believe this is the early version, more like a prologue version for their upcoming title. So at the moment it is free to play, single player, so there is no multiplayer or co-op modes or anything like that. So you might as well download and have some fun. And also we have finally seen the full release of SCP Contaminant Bridge after being on beta for months, and this is a very cool game to jump in right now, especially if you like pure survival horror, also if you are a fan of the SCP universe. The gameplay is all about exploring a secret facility full of SCP entities while trying to survive with limited resources, random events, and with that unique blink mechanic, and your ultimate goal is to make it out alive. Story-wise, it's not told through big cutscenes, but more through documents, environment, and events you discover while exploring. You slowly piece together what caused this contaminant breach and what happening inside the facility. The full version of the game just came out on Steam, and the early reviews seems very positive. And obviously if you are a fan of the SCP universe, you probably already love the atmosphere and the tension. And this version is of course single player only, and if I'm not wrong, there is a separate multiplayer game also available, so definitely jump in and try it out if you're into horror genre. Moving on to number 7, we got Monday Meltdown, and this one feels like those chaotic indie shooters you jump in for pure fun rather than deep progression. It's basically a fast-paced top-down arena shooter where you run around blasting other players in small maps, taunting them, and just causing total mayhem. I absolutely love this old-school art style with super quick and arcade-style matches. It is pretty intense, fun to play, and somewhat skill-based in my opinion, especially when multiple players running around in the same arena. There isn't really a story or anything, it's more about pure action and replayability. The game is mainly focused on multiplayer PvP. You can play with up to 8 players, but of course there is an option to play with bots, so you can still enjoy the game solo if you can't find any servers, which is a very nice touch. At the moment the game is having very positive reviews on Steam, plus you can literally play this game on any type of potato PC or laptop right now. If you're looking for an extremely fun, chaotic co-op game to play with another friend, this game called Tracking It will have you laughing more than sweating. The gameplay loop is super simple. You and another friend have to deliver cargo as fast as possible without dropping or losing it, while choosing risky shortcuts or safer routes. It is very physics-based and also got a unique art style, a bit silly but clearly designed to be fun rather than realistic. The whole vibe is chaotic teamwork where communication and timing matter than your raw skill. It is mainly built for online co-op, especially for 2-player runs, so it's going to be much more enjoyable if you got a friend to play with rather than playing solo. At the moment the game is having mostly positive reviews on Steam, plus it is totally free to play, so there is no reason not to try it out. At number 5, we got Snowbot, a single-player, pretty chill little atmospheric adventure game. You play as two small-handed robots lost in this frozen wasteland, and the whole vibe is quiet, lonely, and kinda mysterious. The gameplay is mostly third-person exploration mixed with some light puzzle solving. They use things like gravity beam to lift objectives and solve environmental puzzles and slowly make your way through this snowy world. It is not fast-paced at all, it's more of a relaxing story through environment type of experience rather than action-heavy gameplay. The story and the narrative is much more subtle and atmospheric, as I said before, where you uncover the secrets of this frozen land as you explore and upgrade your robot with new abilities. It is a single player only title with no multiplayer or co-op, and it's designed to be that short indie adventure style of a game. And surprisingly at the moment the game is having mostly positive reviews, so if you're looking for something relaxing, simple and also single player, this is a cool little story puzzle game to try out. Moving on to our next game, we got Vampire Falls 2, and this is one of those old school style RPG games that actually surprised a lot of people when it dropped on Steam this month, and it is totally free to play. You start off as a bleak dark fantasy world where vampires basically run everything and humans are treated like food or slave. And early on you become a vampire yourself and have to carve a path through this open world. The combat is turn-based, so it is not fast-paced at all. It's more like a traditional tactical RPG with some strategy elements. You gotta explore these seamless 2D arenas with quest, loot and enemies, and there is a decent amount of character progression and customization with 9 different weapon types and multiple skill trees. There is multiplayer PvP in the game if you want to test your build against other players, and also it is cross-platform support with mobile, but most of the game itself is a single-player RPG content. At the moment on Steam the game is sitting on very positive reviews, so if you're into strategy RPG with character progression, turn-based combat and a gothic vampire world, this one is totally worth checking out. Moving on to another brand new action RPG that just dropped on Steam, but in terms of gameplay, it is completely different from our previous title. This game is called Punishing Grey Raven. It's a sick sci-fi action RPG with super fast-paced combat loop that feels a bit more like a mix of stylish anime brawler and tactical squad action. You play as the commandant of an elite unit called Grey Raven, leading cyborg soldiers into the battle to reclaim Earth from a biomechanical catastrophe. The combat is real-time 3D, you tag between squad mates, dodge, parry and string combos. It is super flashy and somewhat skill-based and feel much more like an action-oriented title than a typical turn-based RPG. In terms of Steam reception, reviews are mostly positive at the moment, which is decent for a free title but also shows some mixed feedback depending on how people feel about the monetization and the complexity of the game. It is mainly a single play experience, but there are some online elements like events and progression tied to your account, but there is no traditional multiplayer or co-op PvP built into the game. All in all, another solid free-to-play game to jump into right now. Moving on to another brand new game that literally came out while I'm recording this video, and it is called Spellcasters Chronicles. This one is a pretty unique free-to-play PvP game where you play as powerful mage in 3v3 battles, casting spells, summoning creatures and basically controlling the battlefield like a commander. The gameplay loop is a mix between third-person action with some strategy, so instead of just fighting, you're also summoning armies, building structures and using custom spell deck to outplay your enemy team. It is primarily a multiplayer experience with 3v3 matches, and it's all about controlling the map, summoning unit and destroy the enemy team's core while flying around and casting spell. Somewhat different from your typical MOBAs like League of Legends, I would say. As I said, the game literally came out like a day ago. Right now the game's sitting on mixed reviews on Steam. So all in all, if you like MOBA or strategy heavy game that focus a lot on multiplayer, it is not a bad option to jump in right now. Alright guys, moving on to our final game, we got PUBG Blind Spot. This one is actually a pretty interesting twist on the usual PUBG formula, but instead of classic battle royale, this one is a 5v5 tactical top-down shooter that focuses more on close-quarter strategy and team play rather than of course surviving and looting. You got a whole roster of different operators to choose from, and you use gadgets, push objectives in tight maps, so it feels closer to something like a tactical arena shooter but with PUBG style gunplay and tension. Since it is a top-down shooter, positioning and awareness matter a lot, and every push feels a bit risky because enemies can appear from angles that you do not expect. The gunplay and the sounds are very clean and responsive, and of course it's a 5v5 shooter, so the matches are very quick compared to traditional PUBG, which makes it very easy to jump in for shorter sessions. And the game just launched into early access on Steam. Right now it is free to play, and at the current state it feels promising but still evolving. There's not like a massive amount of player numbers behind the game at the moment, but we can already see the solid core gameplay loop, but it clearly needs more content, more maps and polish to keep players engaged in long term. Well, there you have it, guys. These are 10 of the best brand new completely free to play PC games you can jump in right now in the month of February. And let me know down in the comment section which games are you going to try out first. And if you enjoy discovering new free PC games, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I regularly cover these monthly free games, new releases, hidden gems. So if you love free games, you're definitely in the right place, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.